Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
When the coolers go down, yeah, that's a big worry of ours with the freezer and the produce and all that.
A widespread power outage early this morning left 750 members of the Wild River Electric Co-op without power in northwestern Minnesota. We just received word that power is back on for all those members. Valley News Team's Maddie Jelseth traveled to that area to see how people were dealing with it today.
Officials with the Wildrise Electric Co-op said the outages across the northwestern part of Minnesota were caused by packing snow on trees that weighed down the branches. This caused some power lines to break and damage to others.
I woke up, the power had gone out. I didn't think anything of it. I knew my fan had gone out, but then I just went back to sleep, and when I got up, it was on.
Olson wasn't the only one affected. 30 minutes away on Elbow Lake, a store owner had to rush to her business to make sure her food in the coolers didn't thaw out.
Called our friends, came over and set up the tractor and the generator and got that up and going. And electricity came on about 9:30.
Wildrise Electric Co-op said the crews on the ground made good progress, and it took 12 hours to get power back on for everyone.
Winter gets a little more scary with the outages, so yes, very thankful for the guys and gals that get out in the crappy weather and get the electricity up and going again.
Reporting in Elbow Lake, Maddie Jelseth, Valley News Live.
If you experience any issues, you should call them, that electric co-op, 1-800-244-5709. A routine traffic stop led a North Dakota trooper on a short chase before the suspect was in a rollover crash Thursday morning. 39-year-old Brian Jones is back behind bars after leading police on a pursuit for a quarter of a mile near Manville, North Dakota on Highway 81. Jones is charged with fleeing, possession of a loaded and stolen firearm, and a misdemeanor drug charge. He's currently booked in the Grand Forks Correctional Facility. Police are looking for 3 people suspected of shooting at a man in Grand Forks. Officers were called to the 1100 block of 5th Avenue North around 11 last night after several 911 calls about gunfire in the area. They found a man who says he was confronted by 3 men in a silver Nissan and that one of the passengers pointed a gun out the window and fired a round in his direction. The victim took off running and says the men started chasing him on foot. The suspects were gone when police arrived. Anyone with information on that case can contact Grand Forks Police. There's still plenty of wet weather out there. Let's check in with Robert to find out how quickly it will be moving through. Robert?
Yeah, wet weather and white weather continues across parts of the area. Rain and snow will continue through this evening, ending as we head towards the midnight hour or so. Rain and snow making its way through the northern portions of the valley primarily, but some sprinkles and some lighter showers across southern portions of the valley. Winter weather advisory continues until 6 o'clock for this area that has seen some considerable amounts of snow. How about just over 7 inches of snow in Lakota, 6.5 in Tolna, right at a half a foot in Petersburg. Temperature-wise, a mix of some 30s and some 40s. In the 30s where we're seeing the snow. Winds generally out of the west and northwest around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Here in Fargo, as we head through this evening, sprinkles, drizzle, mist. As we head towards the 8 o'clock hour, around 40 degrees and temperatures slowly falling into the upper 30s. A chilly night tonight as that rain and snow exits. A dry day on Saturday, but the rest of the 7-day forecast not so dry. We'll have the details on that in just a few minutes.
You're afraid you were going to say that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Robert. It's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Nicole Russell Dill is wanted for violating the 24/7 program on a drug paraphernalia charge. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on this woman. A man from Grand Forks is behind bars after allegedly sexually assaulting a Bismarck woman. The Pennington County Jail says 21-year-old Ian Herzberg is in custody after an arrest warrant was put out earlier this week for 2 counts of gross sexual imposition. Herzberg is accused of sexually assaulting a woman on September 22nd after meeting her through a social media app. A Detroit Lakes man is dead after a bike and pickup crash. The Minnesota State Patrol says the bike rider crossed Highway 10 against a red light in Wadena around 11 last night and hit a pickup broadside. No one in the vehicle was hurt. Troopers plan to release the 39-year-old victim's name later today. The Senate voted 51-49 to move Judge Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court nomination to a final vote over the weekend. And two key senators have announced they will support his confirmation. Nicole Killian has more from Capitol Hill.
Senator Susan Collins says she will vote yes on the confirmation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. That vote is likely to come Saturday evening.
We must always remember that it is when passions are most inflamed that fairness is most in jeopardy.
I want to thank the senator from Maine. I've not heard a better speech in my time here, and I've been here a while. It was absolutely inspirational.
After Collins announced her decision, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin announced he too would vote for Kavanaugh. Their support signals that Kavanaugh is likely to be confirmed despite allegations of sexual misconduct against him. Another key senator, Lisa Murkowski, voted no in the procedural vote. Her constituents from Alaska thanked her.
And we're here to thank Senator Murkowski for her amazing courage today. We can just have a quick round.
Hundreds of protesters have been arrested as they've been lobbying senators for and against Kavanaugh. President Trump tweeted he's proud of the Senate for advancing Judge Kavanaugh's nomination. And several White House officials say they are hopeful Kavanaugh will ultimately be confirmed.
Moving into the weekend, we certainly hope that the Senate will vote to confirm it.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders tweeted a thank you to Collins for her support of Kavanaugh. Democrats say they are deeply disappointed in her decision. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Lawyers for Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, one of the women accusing Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct decades ago, released a statement criticizing the FBI's investigation into Blasey's claims. For more coverage on Kavanaugh's confirmation vote, which is slated to happen around 2:30 tomorrow afternoon, go to valleynewslive.com for the latest updates. Authorities in Becker County are asking you to keep an eye out for a missing woman from Island Lake, Minnesota, especially if you're hunting this fall or have wooded property. Today marks 4 years since Melissa Dawn Eagleshield was reported missing from a home near Island Lake, about 15 miles northeast of Detroit Lakes. The Becker County Sheriff's Office says Eagleshield was last seen wearing South Park pajama pants and a black T-shirt. If you have any information or find something suspicious, you can call the Sheriff's Office at this phone number, 218-847-2661. The chilly weather isn't stopping people from heading out to a homecoming parade in Moorhead. We have a live look. There it is, a joint effort between MSUM and Moorhead High School. It started at 4:30 this afternoon, but you still have time to get out there. It runs from 20th and 28th Street South to 8th Avenue. Those streets will be closed until 6 o'clock tonight so they can clean up after the parade. Umbrellas are suggested. If you're trying to get rid of secure documents, we have just the place for you to do that. Tomorrow in Fargo, AARP of North Dakota is offering free document shredding to the public. Area residents are invited to securely dispose of up to 2 boxes of sensitive personal documents. The event runs from 8 in the morning until noon in the Southwest parking lot at West Acres Mall in Fargo. Each year, identity theft is among the top complaints reported to the Federal Trade Commission. Body cameras from a Twin Cities police department captured officers giving high fives to a young driver after he appeared to successfully give CPR to a stunned squirrel. The video was posted Thursday afternoon to the Brooklyn Park Police Department's Facebook page. Within an hour of posting, it already had thousands of views and hundreds of shares. Authorities say they saw a young man bent down near the curb, so they stopped their squad car. The young man, identified in the video as Good Samaritan, was touching a belly-up squirrel with a gloved hand, pressing a finger on its chest. Is he giving it CPR? One of the officers asked. Before answering his own question, I think he is. The young man told the officers he was helping the squirrel because he believed he hit it with his car, and he was successful. The squirrel scampered off. For its 15th season, the Buffalo River Pumpkin Patch is opening its gates, offering over 15 different activities that the entire family can take part in. This weekend, kids can learn different rope tricks or lasso a steer. The petting zoo will also be open, and kids can search for all 15 scarecrows in Papa Bob's Village. The Buffalo River Pumpkin Patch says it wants to be a destination for younger kids and families.
We wanted to build attractions that were for the younger children in the area. And we saw a lot of things for the older kids to do, whether it's haunted farms and mazes and things like that. So from there, it's just grown and grown.
The pumpkin patch is open tonight until 6 o'clock and will open again tomorrow and Sunday from 10 to 6. Still ahead tonight.